Well, hello YouTube. How y'all doing today? Leo here. I am today, as usual, I am out in the middle of nowhere looking for something. Hello, puppy. I am out today looking for a needle in a haystack. There's the haystack right there. That's the haystack. Somewhere in this haystack is an old graveyard that's been lost for many years. Now, sometimes some of these old graveyards, when we show you these, sometimes when we say they're lost graveyards, sometimes we just mean paperwork, you know, the documentation on the people, you know, they're lost. Sometimes I mean the graveyard itself is lost. This is one of those. According to records, there's no graveyard here. But we have one of our viewers that sent us a message that he had seen some graves down in here, back in these, down here by the river, back in the woods, back in the brush. He had seen some graves down in here. And we had thought about coming to look for it. And I've been somewhat familiar with the area, if you're fishing spots, you know, that kind of thing. But I've never really looked for a graveyard until today. I'm going to go out here today and I'm going to see if I can find this old graveyard. I don't know how many people are in it. From what I understand, I stopped down here. There's a U-Haul place, and it's one of our viewers was telling me about the graveyard. He said it's up here behind this U-Haul place where the Aspala parks their trucks at. This is the lot that they park their trucks on. So this old graveyard should be, it should be somewhere here. Yeah, somewhere along there is what I'm looking for. But I have no clue where to even start. So I guess the only thing to do in a situation like this is go to the end and jump in there and start looking. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go to the end, jump in the brush, and we're going to see if we can't find this graveyard. And with a little bit of luck, we'll see who's down here. Now the guys at the U-Haul place, they said somebody had came down a year or two, something like that, and was looking for some family at an old graveyard here. But I don't know if they found them or not. So I'm going to see if I can find this old graveyard. I guess ain't but one thing to do. Get in the brush, ain't it? Go in and look. Now this should be, I would imagine, assuming I can find it, very much overgrown. I don't even know if it could be over there. Probably need to go check that too. Alright, let's see. Not really seeing much of a way through. See, almost a way through. I think I can make it. Like I said, I've been here a little bit looking for fishing spots, you know, following down by the river, not necessarily up in here. But you know how that is. These old graveyards are almost always nearly impossible to find. That's kind of the point of a lost graveyard. There's some weird, looks like concrete bags of cement. I see something over here. Now see, there used to be houses here. We are just outside of Williamson, in West Williamson. And a lot of this was purchased after the 77 flood. Wow, that's a well. After the 77 flood, the government bought a lot of this and made it floodplain, basically. Okay, it's not a well. It's something, it's a creek. There's a creek running down there. Kind of wish I'd brought my flashlight now. It's wild, isn't it? There's a creek running underneath here. It's a big pipe. But there used to be houses here. You see, Williamson used to be about twice as big as it is now. And there were a lot more houses. Including this area had houses on it. Of course it don't now, obviously. But somewhere there are people here. And we're going to try to find them. We are close. That much is for sure. Supposed to have, I don't know how many stones, but there's supposed to be an old fence around the graveyard. But where is it? Tricky to navigate, isn't it? Never let it be said that we ain't determined. It almost looks like a path, don't it? Dead ends, though. But we ain't done looking yet. We just started. I seem to get myself into some really strange predicaments, don't I? A vanity. Good looking vanity. Only minor cracks if anybody needs one. Now you can see old slabs and stuff where houses used to be. There's some brick and stuff right there. You got to get down low. Get underneath some of that stuff. Little clearing here. Very small clearing. You can see all kinds of concrete here from old houses. Old construction. Railroad ties. Kind of an odd place for them to be, but there they are. Alright, this way. See a fence post, but I don't see any graves. The fence post right there. Well, there's a fence post. No, it's not. It looked like a fence post. It's a plastic pipe of some kind. It's a tough one, guys. It's a tough one here. Looking for any sign of fences or headstones, yucca plants, anything like that. About a mess, isn't it? A lot of them old water weeds. This kind of looks like it used to be a road of some kind. Probably someone's driveway. Looks like it comes in right there and goes right up around here. Tricky one. Needle in a haystack for sure. What's that? Some kind of sign. Huh. Footpath to river, it says. Yeah. Footpath to river. Right. Right. There's an old fence post. There's a fence post. But I don't see no graves. Unless, no. I wonder. Surely that's not them. It's like a mound here, a mound there. But I was thinking, the way everybody, well, the guy at the U-Haul place and the viewer that told me about it, I was thinking there would be stones, headstones. And possibly not. Like I said, this was a residential area. There used to be houses here, but the river is right there, and you can see it. It's right there. It's the water right there. So this place definitely is going to get flooded on a regular basis. I'm going to take another look at that just in case. Where was it? There it is. Okay, it looks like those. So there's a fence post here, one down there, and one here. That really looks like a grave, don't it? It's got something on top of it though. No, it's a big pile of asphalt. That is not a grave. A little tricky when you're looking for the dead for a graveyard. If you're looking for the living, you can yell and they'll yell back. Don't work too good with a graveyard. All kinds of bricks and blocks and stuff right here. Stones, and you can see old cinder blocks. Probably part of the foundation of someone's house 100 years ago. Here. Now, if y'all see anything, you yell, okay? Tough one. Tough one indeed. A blanket or something. What used to be a blanket or something. I do not see a graveyard. Of course, I guess that's kind of the point, isn't it? That's kind of what makes it a old lost graveyard, isn't it? Okay. Right through this stuff. We'll work our way down a little bit. And if we don't find it, I'll go back up to the other clearing back that way and see if I can see anything up there. So she's probably not that big. Let's see, what's the best way back out? Can't go that way at all, can you? Okay, I'll pop out over here. I can find a clear spot. There we go. To get through the brush. Yeah, that's my clear spot to get through the brush right there. It's clearer than that. Didn't cover much ground, did I? You can see where the car's at. Started right there, went back, worked my way down. So now we're going to try on this end. And if that doesn't work, we'll go back down. It looks like it used to be a road, doesn't it? Huh. What's that? A wooden fence around something. They didn't say it was a metal fence, they just said a fence. Hello. A bunch of ground here. I don't think there'll be any snakes out today, but just in case. Now this looks like a graveyard. It is. I see a grave right there. I found it. This is it. I found it, guys. I found it. Wow, look how overgrown this is. This is crazy. Imagine though, this is, you know, you live here and you have your family's graveyard here. Your family eventually moves away because, you know, flood waters. It's not like you can just ignore them and live there anyway. And this happens. I see a Mitchell. Wow, there's old tires here and all kinds of stuff. I see 3 for sure. There's one, and here's one. Probably a few more in here. Can't really tell. No field markers or field stones or anything. Let's see who this is. That's a pretty old one. Pretty old, 58. Wow. This is Charles T. Mitchell Sr. July 2nd, 1911 to September 11th, 1958. In 1958, when there was a lot of houses here. So like I said, Williamson was probably twice as big back then as it is now. You know, the coal, you know how that goes. Once the coal is down, jobs are down, people move to go find work. You know how it is. And what you wind up with is situations like this. You know, people just left behind, abandoned. And that's where we come in at. Okay, this is Tella, T-E-L-L-A, Maynard music. Born February 6th in 1896 and passed away August 3rd of 1972. Look at that one. A Mason symbol. Look at the size of the stone too. Presumably someone of note, you know, great big stone, Mason symbol. In memory of John H. Maynard, born June 7th, 1892, and died April 9th of 1919. John Maynard. 3 graves and some trash is all that's left from the old houses that used to be here, from the lives that used to be here. All that's left now is a few graves and some trash here and there, and a whole bunch of brush. Very thick, isn't it? Very thick. But either way, we have found the graveyard. It does exist. We have proof now that this graveyard does actually exist. These people are here, and now we have documented them. So, I guess my job here is done, isn't it? That was an interesting trek too. That stuff poke you right in the eyeball. I was thinking chain link fence, but this is wooden. Don't look like the fence is that old. I mean, it looks probably 15, 20, maybe. I mean, if the fence was as old as the graves, you know, 60s, this fence wouldn't be here. So I'm assuming that the fence was added after the area was made into a flood zone, you know, a floodplain. And, you know, once they do that, you know, you can't, like, get insurance there. You can't build on it. You can't do anything with the land. So the government, they just buy everyone out and relocate them. Interesting, isn't it? That there's so many of these. We run across them all the time. But hey, that's where the Hillbilly Files comes in, right? We come out, we find these old graveyards, we find these people. I mean, these were legitimate people, you know. They lived, they did all kinds of things. They had lives, you know. They did things, they loved people, they went places, they saw things, did things. And now they're forgotten. Well, they were forgotten. They're not now. Pretty place, isn't it? A friend of mine used to own that piece of land right there. A guy named Ronnie Patrick had a house there many, many years ago. Didn't even know this was right across the street from his house, just about. Right behind that school bus. Didn't even know it was here. But you can see like old sidewalks and things. You can see the old sidewalk here. Look at this. Sidewalk here. Asphalt. This was somebody's driveway many moons ago. This was the road to someone's house back here that don't exist anymore. Alright guys, I better get on out of here. It's been a long day. This is my third video of the day, and I already had a bunch of birds before I even got here. So I guess I better get on out of here, take these videos home, and get the documentation process started, I suppose, huh? Anyway guys, thank y'all for coming along. Hope you enjoyed the pretty scenery and climbing through the brush and all this good fun stuff. But mission accomplished, right? We found what we were looking for. That's the main thing. Mission accomplished. We'll see you guys next time. Leo out.